Today we're taking a look at what just might be the future of putting practice. And to be clear, this is not just your traditional putter return mat. In fact, some have called this the Peloton of putting, because this is truly an intelligent home putting system, complete with games, practice, and an AI putting coach. And today we're gonna see if this lives up to all the hype. This is the PUTTR.
Boom shakalaka.
All right guys, so you know what we like to do here on the channel is review products, especially tech-focused products, and we can all get a little better at putting. So this one's really excited us to take a look at it and really just kind of see, A, is it worth the hype, and B, is it worth the price tag? So what's cool about this is it comes in this very contained unit. This outside is all metal. It is super sturdy, but the nice part is it is also compact. So if you want to store this in your living room or something, you can do that. It's all self-contained. It's also very easy to set up. So we've got this drawer here that is attached by sturdy magnets that unfolds, and then out comes your putting surface. We'll get to what all those dots on the putting surface mean in just a second, but there's one more part of the setup, and that's right over here. This is the all-important ball return system for all of us who are too lazy to go get our own golf ball. It returns it for you, and as you can see, again, just powerful magnets snap the whole system right together, and we're set up. Now, of course, I'm sure you're wondering, how does it work? What makes it so smart? Inside of this box here is not only a light, but also some cameras and other sensors that pick up the ball as it rolls in towards the hole and is going to give you a lot of feedback on your game. It connects via Bluetooth to any of your devices. Actually, in fact, I would even show you the setup, but it was so simple, it's almost silly. I just turned on the device and it found this putting mat. So really quick and easy. And then in here, as you can see, you've got a number of different practice options. You've got some play options. I think we're gonna have to try that beer pong maybe in just a second. And we'll even dive into some things to help analyze your stroke. But most importantly, this is the system. Now, as you can see on the mat, there are what they call different tee locations. So you'll see numbered anywhere from a 3-foot putt to a 10 and even out to 11-foot putt at the very end. And each of the distance putts has 3 tee boxes, a center, a left, and a right. And as you work your way through the training, each time it'll tell you where to place the ball. So for example, there's one simple game on here called Around the World, where you have to make a putt from every single tee box. In all, that makes it about 33 different putts that you have to make. So let's dive right into one of these games, and we'll show you how it works directly into the iPad, which we're also casting up to our screen up there, something you can do at home for a more immersive experience. All right, so like I said, there are countless practice methods, and they all range in difficulty with the difficulty score that's on there. Things like your traditional ladder drill to something called the Dirty Dozen. There's plenty here to keep you definitely entertained. But let's start with the quickest and easiest way to show you how it works is the simple open practice. So we're gonna click Let's Play. Now, there is commentary, I will tell you.
Okay.
It's a little cheesy. All right, but we're gonna leave the commentary on. The good news is if you get sick of it, you have the option to turn it off. But let's hit Let's Play, and then as you can see here, what it's doing is it's telling you what tee to start with. Like I said, there are multiple tee locations. So this has the number 5 location, middle tee, and we'll have Mike take a putt and just show you how quickly and easily this thing kind of responds. Boom shakalaka. So there's your commentary, the boom shakalaka, and if you could see it on the screen up there, there was actually a little bit of a representation of the ball path into the hole. So that's going to be all from those cameras and other sensors that are built into the box are measuring the pace and the roll of the ball as it goes in. So now the idea here is just practicing your putting. We can change our tee if we want. And on here, as you can see,
Bring
you
her
can
back a
select the
second.
putts. So let's give you you want to try a 10-footer?
Let's try a 10-footer.
Let's try a 10-footer center tee.
Because again, we do want to test the full roll of this mat, and we're going to break it all down for you guys in a sec. Pulled it.
Settle down.
And I love the stats. It shows you what the PGA Tour average is for that distance, what the putter universe average is, and what yours is currently during this session. It's pretty cool.
And I think that's an important point. Because this is connected to the internet, there is a community aspect to it. So like I said, there's multiplayer, there's leaderboards, and there's plenty more than we can dive into in a quick video here, but it's important to know that it is connected, and that's where you're seeing those percentages, and you could see how you stack up against the best players in the world and everyone else using the putter system. All right, so obviously the games are fun, but in order to show you what the full processing power of all of the sensors that are built into this, and also the link with the iPad, we've got to dive into the lab. This is one of my favorite features here. So if I go into the lab here, we've got a couple of different options. We've got accuracy test, speed test, and dialed, which takes in effect accuracy and speed. But let's just hop into accuracy. And the first thing that you're going to see here is the activated camera. So it's now using the camera on my iPad to record every single one of Mike's swings. And we're gonna be able to play each one of those back. So if you're looking for little nuances in your swing and how that correlates to missed versus made putts, here's where you're gonna see that. We're gonna show you how. Let's have Mike hit a couple of putts, and you're gonna quickly see the feedback that you get.
Entry was 18 degrees off center.
It's money.
So we get the immediate feedback saying where exactly it went into the cup, and if Mike happens to miss one, we'll get some feedback on that as well.
My goal is that you don't see that feedback.
Entry was 38 degrees off center.
So here we can see that it entered the left side of the cup even a little bit more drastically.
Now, would you like me to miss one?
Miss one.
All right.
Miss one. Show us a miss. Show us a miss with a little bit too much pace.
Got
How
it.
about that?
Yep.
The speed was 164% and you missed the putt.
Wow.
So there you go. 60% too firm there. All right, so now we get to see the really cool part. After Mike's taken 10, and yes, he did intentionally miss a few of them.
Few.
So before he gets
Some are
the
real.
hate in the comments. So we can go back into every session. Every session we've done is stored. And as you can see here, you can see the putts with all the putting data of where it was made, what the pacing was, if it was a miss, where it was missed, and each one correlates to the actual shot, the video. So we can go back and watch one and say, hey, what did we do wrong here? See that we got a little bit quick. Obviously, like I said, that one was intentional. Or ones that were made, and you can kind of take a look at what was your putting stroke, what did it look like? So this is really the lab, and this is something that we've not seen at any other putting mats that are out there, and this is where you get that full processing power. Okay, so we showed you the basics of how it works, and the most important takeaway here is understanding that really the brains happen inside of the box. That is where all those sensors are reading that ball coming in, and you got to see some of that in both the game and the lab. And the lab is where we had that AI coach, which used the camera from our iPad in addition to the data that it got from the ball in order to give us an idea of how we can improve, and that's something that happens over time. I want to show you quickly through some of the other features here, because at the end of the day, I've always said this, and I've said countless times in the products that we review, I find that the best products, the ones that make you better at golf, are the ones that make practice enjoyable and addicting. And I think the wide array of games that are in here and the wide array of play methods that are in here are what's going to keep you going. But the social aspect is the other big part of it. So you've got a couple of things, and we made the reference before of people calling it like the Peloton of putting. And I think one reason why people enjoy Peloton is because of things like the leaderboards and the stuff that just keeps you motivated to come back and do the work. So here we've got, and we're in the month of November right now, you can see they've got the November Putt Challenge, which challenges you to hit 500 putts in the month of November. There's also a distance challenge, make 1,000 or more feet of putts in the month. And that goes on, and that's what just really keeps you motivated month over month. But my favorite part, again, really comes down to the lab, which we showed you Mike using, and being able to really analyze your putting stroke. And you've also got each putt that you take on this system is always going to be logged. So as we go, we can start to see our all-time putting stats. We can look at the last 7 days, etc. And obviously, as we use this more, that data will build up. But you can use that to compare your putting over time to see if you're really getting better. So the question now is, how much does this system cost? I guess here is where we can continue that Peloton reference, because as a lot of you know, Peloton is not cheap. There's a reason you pay more for some premium products. And the example is exactly the same for this. Whereas you'd normally pay anywhere from 50 to $100 for what we would call maybe a dummy putting mat, not a smart putting mat like this one, the putter goes for $600, $599.99. Now there's also a membership that unlocks some of the features that we showed you here. So right out of the box, you do get access to multiple play modes. But if you want that social aspect, the challenges, the AI putting coach that we saw in the lab feature, in order to unlock that, it's going to cost you an additional $20 a month, or you can get an annual subscription, effectively get yourself 2 months free. So now I know by no means is that cheap. However, like we said, and what we've been getting the feel for using it here is that the entire system feels premium. It's a fantastic mat, and the feedback we're getting is something that we wouldn't get from any other tool. So although it's expensive, probably about the price of a premium driver, you can make the call on whether or not that's an investment you want to make in your game. I'd love to hear your take on it, so let us know in the comments below if that is a price tag that you'd be willing to spend for a system like this. So guys, that's the putter system. Like we said, when we first saw it, we had to give it a try. We're gonna be reviewing more products here on the channel, so let us know in the comments what you'd like to see. But we'd love to hear your thoughts on it. So far, we're impressed, and what I will say is it definitely seems like the intermeshing between older type of technology like putting mats and smart technology like cameras, sensors, and AI coaches is where the entire golf industry is going, and we are going to continue to keep an eye on it as we see more tech products hit the market. So make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.